What if everything we've been told about autoimmunity is wrong? I'm Elizabeth Yarnell. After awakening partially blind one morning in 1999, a doctor told me my multiple sclerosis would put me in a wheelchair within 10 years. I refused to accept that as the end of the story, so I started investigating. Welcome to the Inflammation Investigator, the podcast that uncovers the inflammation lurking underneath your ailments. Because autoimmune and chronic conditions should not be viewed as death knells when they are actually alarm bells. I'm a traditional naturopath and founder of the Inflammation Academy. And in 2 episodes every week, we dig into what conventional medicine might be missing. If you're living with chronic or unexplained symptoms, this investigation is for you. Your body has been trying to tell you something. Let's start listening.
And action.
0.4. In the last episode, we talked a little bit about traditional naturopathy, functional medicine, evidence-based medicine, and conventional allopathic medicine. In this episode, I want to talk a little bit about who I'm going to be talking to, who this podcast is for. And I'm going to refer to my notes as I do that so that I don't unintentionally miss anybody that I want to talk to. So this podcast is for people who have already been diagnosed with multiple sclerosis or any other autoimmune condition, as well as for people who are suffering from chronic symptoms without any diagnosis, and also for the people who love them and care for them. As a traditional naturopath, I will never interfere with prescriptions or treatments recommended by a licensed medical provider. Though, I will always encourage you to think for yourself regarding which medications you choose to take or not to take. As such, this podcast is also for people who are interested in finding natural, non-pharmaceutical, non-surgical solutions to feeling better. If you are ready to look for solutions beyond pharmaceuticals with their potentially significant side effects, then you are in the right place. If you already know that your body doesn't always respond well to medications, then you're in the right place. If you are drawn to the idea of rediscovering your health through new ways of living, then please stick around. Even if you are all in on taking the drug prescribed by your doctor, but suspect there may be more you could be doing to help yourself, then you'll get a lot out of this podcast too. You may be angry about your current situation and feeling frustrated with the status quo of your medical care. You may believe that nothing you do could ever make any difference in how you feel and function now. If this is you, I hope you feel radically different from listening to this podcast, because understanding how to manage inflammation in your body is a path toward reclaiming your tomorrows. Additionally, if you know or love someone who suffers from multiple sclerosis or another autoimmune condition, maybe it's someone in your family, a close friend, a colleague, I hope this podcast may offer insight into their struggles and perhaps provide ideas as to how to offer empathy and support. But let's talk too about who this podcast is not for. This podcast is not a substitute for care from a licensed medical provider, nor should it be interpreted as medical or pharmaceutical advice. This podcast is not a medical textbook for conventional medical professionals, unless they are open to exploring solutions that may not have been taught in traditional Western medical school. If you are a medical professional who believes your patients are satisfactorily recovering from their chronic afflictions due to the treatments that you currently prescribe, then you may struggle to find anything of value here. However, if you think something is missing from the healthcare you are receiving or the healthcare you are providing, please continue to listen and become empowered. So, welcome to the first day of the rest of your life. What are you going to do with it? Are you going to take some action to reclaim your health and future? Or are you going to wait for someone to do it for you with a mystical, magical cure that doesn't exist? Even the seemingly smallest step can make a big difference in your health. So what are you waiting for? This podcast offers ideas about what to do, but not how to do it. For the how, you must take an action. I'm going to give you opportunities as we continue forward to do things like download a handout, take a quiz, or enroll in a course. This is intentional because reclaiming your health from autoimmunity requires action from you. Actions that you will have to do yourself or convince someone else to do for you or to help you, depending on your current physical abilities. Some of the things that I will be recommending or offering are free. Some are super affordable, and others may require a fee that is commensurate with your commitment and expectations. In other words, you'll get out of this journey what you put into it. While I consider the concepts that we will be talking about in this podcast to be foundational to any health journey, they are just concepts until you put them into action. You are the key ingredient, and you must be committed, engaged, and proactive to find lasting success in reclaiming your health. I welcome you on this journey, and I'm honored to be your guide. Let us go forth together and explore what it takes to live an anti-inflammatory life. In the course of this podcast, I might use words that have meanings different from the ones that I intend. For instance, when I refer to an inflammatory food, I don't mean a food that provokes controversy or a food that bursts into flame, but rather a food that triggers inflammation in a body. When I refer to a whole foods-based diet, for example, be sure that I am not talking about the grocery store chain. I may use the word toxins to refer to any inhibitor of human health, not just manufactured chemicals. For a glossary of terms I commonly use and will use in this podcast, and perhaps more importantly, how I intend them to be understood, go ahead and visit elizabethyarnell.com/glossary. And the last thing I want to talk about today is just a little bit about privacy. I will be talking about clients and sharing some case studies of people I have worked with. And in most cases, those names have been changed to respect the privacy of those involved. I can't wait to talk with you next time when we talk about how autoimmunity is an oxymoron. So be sure to tune in, and I will see you then.
And that's another case filed on the Inflammation Investigator. Remember, every symptom is your body's way of communicating. We just need to learn the language. If today's episode sparked something for you, I want to hear about it. Share your own investigation discoveries with me on social media at Elizabeth Yarnell, or find me at elizabethyarnell.com. Your experience could be exactly what another listener needs to hear. And make sure you're subscribed so you never miss an episode. And here's the thing about investigations. They work best when you're not going it alone. If this podcast is helping you uncover the answers you've been searching for, please like, rate, subscribe, and review, and share it with someone who needs to hear this message. As a new podcast, these actions mean more than you know. Want to dive deeper into your own inflammation investigation? Head over to inflammationinvestigator.com, where you can take my free inflammation quiz to uncover which hidden triggers might be affecting your health. Until next time, this is Elizabeth Yarnell, your inflammation investigator, reminding you that the solutions to your health issues are out there. Let's find them together.